How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Crypto is essentially getting banned in the US, and I realize that sounds a little bit drastic. It's not that it's illegal to buy, but crypto innovation is getting banned, essentially. We have news about crypto exchanges, more crypto exchanges that are getting attacked by the SEC, and probably the largest exchange here in the US, Coinbase, possibly leaving the US because of what the SEC is doing right now. And again, I'm going to get some hate because people are going to say this is clickbait, but really, we already have such harsh restrictions here in the US about cryptocurrencies. There are certain cryptos that you can't buy. There are certain cryptos you can't buy at certain times. There are certain things that you can't do with your crypto. And it's already so harsh when there are other countries that are basically accepting crypto and embracing crypto innovation, and yet the SEC continues to push out more and more innovation, continues to push out more and more companies, continues to cut off what the US can do, what consumers can do, what investors can invest in, because by not labeling certain crypto securities or commodities, they basically make it uninvestable to a lot of the public or a lot of the larger investors as well. So they really are banning crypto innovation. They're destroying crypto here in the US, which is what I want to talk to you about here today. Talk to you about some other really interesting news as well. Stay through to the end. Maybe put it at 1.25x speed if I talk too slowly, because all of this is really good information. I'm going to talk to you about a really interesting equity that's blowing up recently, a stock. And if you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button underneath the video. Turn on that bell notification so you know right when I post videos, because some of them I try to post as quickly as possible because it is really time-sensitive information. And you can also check out the Patreon. Oftentimes I will say what's happening there before I can make a video. And I also give all my buys and sells. I do a video specifically once every week or two just to the Patreon. And there's also links to moomoo and Webull if you want some free money. Definitely check those out. All you have to do is deposit like $100. Webull, you just have to deposit any amount and you get a ton of free money. So if you haven't already tried those, it helps me out a lot. Bitcoin moved up last night. It was around 29,500 all of yesterday, basically. And then it popped up this morning. So we are looking at a green candle so far this week. Like I said yesterday, I didn't think that we had any cause for concern yesterday when we were around that 29.5 mark. You know, we see retracements, we see Bitcoin cooling off, and that's normal. We should see that for healthy price action. You know, we need to go and retest some prior levels. As you can see here, we bounced right off the same level that we had bounced off on the way up. That's really healthy. The rest of all the crypto market is not as healthy as Bitcoin. As you can see, Bitcoin dominance going up today with Bitcoin up 3.5%. None of the other altcoins in the top 10 up as much. And you can see that a little bit better here on the Bitcoin dominance chart. I've been saying this for the last few days that I would pay attention to this level. We had seen some support here before. We'd seen a little bit of resistance here, and then we flipped into support, and now we just bounced right off that line at 46.9%. Really interesting, really positive for the Bitcoin dominance as well. But we'll have to see what comes next. I am bullish on Bitcoin dominance overall. And keep in mind, even if Bitcoin dominance slowly goes down over time, the fact is that it probably should, because Bitcoin is a lot less risky than the altcoins. So it naturally should go down over time. But there are periods of time like this where it just makes sense to own the least risky asset. And so I personally am in Bitcoin. I think we'll see dominance go up. I'm more heavily in Bitcoin than altcoins, but we'll have to see how this shakes out. ETH Bitcoin is also looking interesting. As I've said, I made this trend line, I think back in here somewhere, and we've just been rejected by it time and again, 4 times, and we just got rejected by it again last night. And I said this in the last few videos that we've been looking at this. I would pay attention because we might see a rejection here, and what we've seen when we get rejected by this trend line is we just make a new lower low. See, we can go range here, come up to it, get rejected, new lower low. Range, get rejected by it, maybe new lower low. That could be interesting, especially if we break through this previous support. I would look for us to fall back down to this level down here at 0.062, and then possibly fall down further. So we'll have to see how that all shakes out. Now, we got some news. Crypto exchange Bittrex violated federal laws the SEC charges and lawsuit. So obviously there's been a lot of back and forth with the SEC and different exchanges posing big fines on them, not allowing certain companies to stake cryptos. Basically, this one actually sounds legitimate that they were doing something a little bit sketchy. They allege that crypto exchange Bittrex simultaneously operated a national securities exchange broker and clearinghouse in violation with federal statutes. And they did not register as a broker, dealer, or exchange clearinghouse or broker when they provided these services. They also had certain price predictions and statements implying an expectation of profit. So on an exchange, you probably shouldn't show some of the upsides. I mean, we have a lot of websites like Seeking Alpha, TipRanks, or CoinMarketCap, Crypto, CoinGecko, those types of crypto websites that probably can give price predictions. But I wouldn't want to see that like on Binance when you buy it, like 300% upside prediction. You wouldn't see that in a stock app either, like when you're buying it. Now, they might have analyst expectations, but I'm not so sure that these are legitimate analysts that are providing these expectations of profit. So makes sense. However, this is just another exchange on a long list of exchanges that they're going after, fining, kicking out of the country. They were already looking to get out of the country as well because they did receive a Wells notice, it sounds like last month. And now there are questions over whether Coinbase is going to stay in the U.S. The CEO, Brian Armstrong, suggested the cryptocurrency exchange may consider relocation outside the U.S., basically because the SEC continues to go after exchanges but will not provide them any clarity as to what a security is, what cryptos are securities, what can they do going forward to protect themselves so they don't just get fined for no reason when they're trying to follow the law. Other countries taking the opposite approach. UAE is now taking applications from Bitcoin and crypto firms to operate in the country, according to CoinDesk. I would not be surprised if Coinbase moved over to the UAE. Why wouldn't they, right? They're so pro-crypto. They're pro-innovation in the UAE. So we have the UAE now accepting applications. We also see Kingdom of Bhutan Sovereign Wealth Fund is investing millions into Bitcoin. We talked about that yesterday. So a lot of countries are embracing crypto and Bitcoin while the US just continues to push it out. Pretty ugly to see. Now, moving on to one crypto that is doing really well. It's actually not a crypto, it's a security, it's a stock, but it's doing so well this month and it's up today. CleanSpark. CleanSpark's up 88% over the last month. And you might say, well, other crypto mining companies are doing well too. Yeah, but Marathon's up 57%, Riot's up 63%, CleanSpark's up 25% more than either of those. And I think that's largely due to the fact that they are undervalued compared to their peers. You can see up 11% today. They've just been making big move after big move. If we look at the 1 month, just up pretty much every single day since April 6th. So like 12 days of up only. They're at a $365 million market cap. Keep in mind that they have diluted a lot. Basically, to continue growing in the mining space, you have to dilute. But you can see why they're doing so well. They're mining 20 Bitcoin a day, which at $30,000, $600,000 a day, about $18 million a month in Bitcoin mining. And they're basically just using this to sell and then go reinvest in more miners. So they're continuously increasing their hash rate. Right now, I just asked Rex Finance, who is an expert on CleanSpark, because I hadn't been keeping up with CleanSpark too much. And he said that they have not laid it out specifically, but he estimates around 12 to 14,000 per Bitcoin mined as a cost. And keep in mind that does increase because difficulty increases too. It's not just a flat amount like what electricity is, but they are getting good electricity rates. They negotiate on that. And right now that means that they're about at a 50 to 60% margin, which is insane. And then every time that Bitcoin moves up in price, that's just hitting their bottom line. So right now, if they are mining at about $12,000 to $14,000 and they're selling at, let's just say, anywhere between $24,000 and $28,000, that means that if they're mining 15 million a month, they're making about 7.5 million in income, or in profit, I should say. So that is a very profitable company. Very, very profitable. That's $90 million in net income a year. Of course, they do go and reinvest that money, and they can basically use it as a tax incentive because I believe you can write off these miners. So they won't show that much profitability, but as the price of Bitcoin continues to go up, they're just going to make buku dollars, so much money. And I do hold a CleanSpark position still. They're only one of my two securities I hold, or my two stocks left I hold that have crypto exposure. I only hold them in MicroStrategy in the crypto space, but I still hold them bullish on CleanSpark over long term, especially when the price goes up. Right? I have not done a good job of buying more CleanSpark when it fell, but I did do a good job of buying more crypto when it fell. So it's just a different way to play it. I think CleanSpark's definitely riskier than something like Bitcoin, but also has more upside in the short term. I mean, it's up 88% over the past month. Bitcoin is up a significant amount less than that, probably 30% or so. We can actually go to the chart here. 1 month here, we went from about 27,000 a month ago to now 30,000. So good price appreciation, 10%, but nothing compared to CLSK. Actually, if we go further back here, you can see at the bottom here, or even in the new year, we were at $2.08. Since then, 131% up. So it's just a riskier, more leverage play on crypto. But I'm not telling you to buy or sell. I don't like to buy things when they're already moving up so much. So I'm just sitting on some of these crypto positions, some of these crypto-related positions like CleanSpark, and seeing how it all goes. Let me know your thoughts on this. Let me know on your thoughts on the SEC basically pushing out some of these exchanges, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.